Now, if you're struggling with self-sabotage and you don't know where to start, here, right here on this podcast, we're building the community. I want to remind you, breaking self-sabotage patterns takes time. You've been operating like this for years, every decade, like I was. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate the small wins. We're building a community of people committed to breaking these cycles. Oh, hello, hello. Welcome to Terror to Triumph. This is your host, Alfonso Pelt. I welcome everybody for joining me today. This is our third live Q&A session. For all of you who may be joining for the first time, my name is Alfonso Pelt. I am the host of this show. And if you look down below at the little ticker tape down below, you can see where you can follow us at on our YouTube channel, Terror to Triumph Live. So if you don't know if you're watching this via Facebook, you can also watch via YouTube as well. So I thank you all for joining. Today, I am eager to hear some comments. Hopefully somebody will ask a question and the viewers will come in and say something to let us know that this is working for you, this is worth it. Maybe you have some questions about things you're going through or some situations you may know somebody else may be in who might be experiencing some trauma. I'm here to discuss all of that with you guys today. So I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear questions, comments, even if you want to talk about your own truths. I would love to hear from you. So here we are, third Q&A session. And I'm still trying to get things together with the studio. As you can see, we're kind of adjusting here. Camera angles and things like that we're working with. Well, at least I'm working with. So I'm trying to get things together for you, the viewers, to have a better experience about the show. So until somebody shows up that might want to ask a question or have a comment, I would like to address where we left off last week. And we were talking about red flags last week. As I mentioned in our Saturday's podcast, our live broadcast, I mentioned that I will still give out information on our podcast, on our live broadcast on Tuesdays or Q&A sessions until someone does interact and starts asking questions. Then I can go ahead and answer and address those. And if I can't address it, like I always say, I will try to get back to you as soon as possible. So keep paying attention to our TikTok platform, our YouTube platform, or our podcast, many podcast stations now. So you can watch us on all those devices and platforms to get your information. Going back to the red flags, we were talking about red flags and signs of abusive people. So we're not just talking about red flags for survivors that survivors exude, that we show other people our tales. We're talking about how we could pick up red flags from other people as it relates to us being survivors. People who may not be good match for us as survivors of childhood trauma. So we will be discussing more in detail. We talked about how they isolate us. We talked about how they try to control us. And we talked about they like to gaslight us. They make us question our reality. And then we talk about them love bombing, how they seem charming at first, but that's just the gateway, like the gateway drug. Like people say weed, marijuana is a gateway drug. But in actuality, this love bombing is the gateway to get them into you, you know, so get you to open up to them so they can go ahead and try to control you. So they make you feel like they're perfect in the beginning. And then slowly the abuse starts. They start showing their real selves. What And that's where we left off. The other issues, there are quite a few that people who are bad for us can blame us for everything. Like everything is our fault. The sun is shining. Oh, it's your fault. The grass is green. That's your fault too. It's your fault. And it doesn't matter what it is. I'm saying as an example. They'll choose a something or pick a something or pick a thing, and they'll say it's because of you and what you have done or what you are doing. It's because of you that this issue is the way it is. You made them angry. That's why you got the swollen eye. It's your fault. You made me mad. People. I mean, we might be already have been love bombed by this person, and now we're 100% all into this person. And then they start doing this stuff. They open up and they start showing all kind of bad behaviors, all kind of red flags after you've become 100% invested. So these are the things you need to watch for. I'm hoping I got a comment on here. Think I got somebody comment. Let me see. Is that a comment? I didn't know I'm going to post the comments. Let's see. I got somebody here. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I just took away the show. I'm learning as I go. So please forgive me if I don't get this thing 100% correct because I'm by myself doing this all in the studio by myself. And I'm learning as I go. And it's kind of weird trying to hold a conversation and be the technician at the same time. That's why probably you don't really see me do a solo screen like this when I have my co-host with me, because when I'm talking, I'm focused on the information and trying to make sure I get everything right. So I don't have time to be going back and forth, changing camera views and all that. But today I will be trying some stuff out like this. I didn't know I could blow this up. So yeah, see, I'm having fun by myself. Uh, but I would love to have fun with you guys too, talking. We're human, you know what I'm saying? Everything, all parts of our lives are not tragic. We've learned to cope. We've learned to deal with tragedy. We've learned also that we could open up and have a good time. But that took time. That took time to learn how to do all that stuff. And I'm still learning. You know, there's moments where I look at people when they do things and I question, are they really trying to say something? Is that what they said? Are they attacking me or are they just trying to crack a joke or are they serious? You know, that's because of the trauma. So, yeah, I have issues as well still, and I'm working on those. I hope that everybody who has had experienced some form of trauma can learn from my experience. That's why I'm here. And I don't mind sharing any part of my life, my history. If you have a question about any part of trauma that I've been through that could possibly help you deal with what you're going through, I'd be more than happy to open up and share. So that's what we're here for today. I thank you for joining us. I saw some people did come on and they stepped right back off, but that's cool because I'm doing this for the people who are here, who are watching, who need the help. And you are important to me. You are important to me. I hope I don't have any boogers on my nose. This would be very embarrassing. This would be the booger episode. No, but I did try to clean my face off before I got on here. They're charming. Okay, I've been through that. They escalate. Okay, this is another thing. Abuse gets worse over time. That's right. So you think it's single isolated episode, but it's not. It's going to continue to get worse. And until you escape your situation, it's going to continue to get worse, even more so than that. You have to find a means of eluding your situation. If you have to go to a friend's house, of another family member's house, if you have to leave your house and go somewhere, call one of those numbers that you see for domestic violence or some can give you some of those numbers. That's why I keep my handbook right here, my notebook, my trusty notebook, my information for you guys. I keep it close by because I want to make sure that you guys can get the information you need when you need it. Because I know that ticker tape, it goes and you might not be able to jot it down, but if you ask me to repeat a number or something, I got it right here. So the National Domestic Hotline for America, the United States, is 188. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 1-800-799-7233. That's 1-800-799-7233. Okay? So you can jot that down, voice recorded, put it in a note in your phone or whatever. So that way, if you do come across a friend of yours that might be going through a little issue, well, it's not little, nothing about this is little, but if they're going through domestic violence, you can give them that number so they can call somebody for help. And somebody's manning that phone 24/7, 7 days a week, of course, 365 a year. Somebody's always on that phone line to assist you, to give you the help you need. And it might not necessarily be for you. It might be for somebody you know. So these numbers are very valuable, very valuable. And I will hope that you jot all these numbers down so that in the event that you come across someone who needs help, you have a little tiny directory that you can call it. Look, National Child Abuse Hotline is on the screen. National Sexual Abuse Hotline. There's the Domestic Violence Hotline I just told you about. National Human Trafficking Hotlines next. The Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is 988. So these numbers are very valuable, very valuable. And I will hope that you will jot those down over time. But I'm going to get back into it unless you guys got a question for me. Comments? I'm waiting. I'm here for you. So you don't have to worry about it. I'm not trying to force anybody. And I understand that, some things can be kind of frightening to talk about, especially when we're talking about our traumas. So there's no judgment. There's no condemnation. There's no dismissiveness. There's no minimalizing. I believe your truths. And I want you to understand I'm here as a fellow survivor to support you in your journey to freedom from fear, guilt, shame. I'm here. I may not be a therapist or a psychiatrist or a psychologist, but I'm just somebody who's here willing to help you. If you got a friend that's going through something, point them in the direction of the show. You say, well, for us survivors, we don't think anybody can go through what we go through. We think it's impossible for somebody to have suffered the trauma that we have. But in reality, there's way more people that suffer trauma than you would really understand. Being said that, I'd like to quote a statistic right quick for you. I always quote this statistic because it's so alarming. It's true, but it's very alarming. And the statistic is for every 10 people in the United States, I'm not talking about any other country, but the United States, US of good old A, right? For every 10 people that are here in the United States, 4 to 6 of them have suffered some form of childhood abuse. 4 to 6. That's over 50%, 60%, 40% to 60% of all Americans. And the statistic goes further to say that the number may have been diminished because most survivors do not report. I didn't report my abuse. Did you know neglect is an abuse? Yeah. So if your parents ever left you at home when you were little, like 4, 5, 6, they just left you at home by yourself, that's neglect. They left you for hours, half a day, 6 hours or something. That is neglect. Been there, suffered that. Verbal abuse, calling you everything but the son of Sam. That's abuse. Telling you that you won't amount to anything. Telling you that you'll never be anything, or that you are nobody, or that you do not matter. That's mental abuse, especially if it comes from somebody like a guardian or a parent. And the other one is obvious sexual abuse. We all know that. It doesn't necessarily mean that they have to have intercourse, but if they touch you inappropriately, fondling, rubbing in the genitalia areas, that's a no-no. No, that is abuse. Unwanted hugging is really an abuse. If you look at it as we're adults, if I walked up to you and just started hugging you, you didn't know me, and I started hugging you from behind, that's a no-no in our society. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. Inappropriate touching on a job site, that's a form of abuse. We do not have to accept these things. So, having these things done to us as children, and we grow up to be adults, if we don't address these things, our nervous system has rewired itself to protect us. So our minds are always hyper vigilant, looking for threats. Our heart races when people come close. If we recognize familiar scents that we smelled, seen, heard, or even tasted during our abuse, and that comes back, that could trigger us. As an adult, that does not work all the time. And because our nervous system is trying to protect us still from receiving similar abuses in the future, it causes us to act certain ways in our relationships. We might even become some of these red flags. We're talking about abusive people. You ever thought about that? Of survivor or a victim becoming an abuser? Very likely, very possible, and I'm sure it's happened more than on one occasion. So, if if they use threats, they threaten to leave, they threaten to hurt themselves, or I'm gonna take the kids, I'm gonna expose your secrets, I'm gonna tell everybody your dirty secrets. They use fear to control you. That's happened to me before, actually. People threaten to leave me. They've told me that, quite frankly, how they were going to start seeing other people, and I would never know. Yeah. Um, yeah, that's happened to me before. So that was a red flag. But on the flip side of that, my 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 trauma caused me to do some things that made them feel like they needed to say that. And I'm not trying to justify what they said because that's still wrong. You don't tell somebody in a relationship, I'm about to leave you. I'm about to start seeing other people. You don't tell people that. If you want to end the relationship, end the relationship. Don't keep threatening them with what could be, giving them ultimatums. Or I'm gonna get rid of you. Or I'm gonna start dating somebody when you go to work. Oh, I got plenty of time on my hands. I could do it. Just leave. Leave the relationship. If you're unhappy, just leave. And at the same time, if somebody keeps threatening you, trying to fear you into doing what they want you to do, you leave. Because at some point, somebody has to set a boundary to say, look, if you keep threatening me, I will end this relationship. If you use fear to try to control me, I will end this relationship. Somebody needs to set the boundary. And then you have to sit back and watch, see if they're going to honor it or if they're going to say, I'm going to honor it for about a week, but then I'm going to still do what I'm going to do. No, no, because then they're not respecting you. They're not respecting your boundaries. And it is time to move on. So they have no accountability, which ties into what I was just saying. They never apologize. Even when they're wrong, they never apologize. I've been through that. They never take responsibility if they did something wrong. It's always somebody else's fault. That ties into the one earlier. They accuse you, they blame you for everything. So, yeah, you have to be careful of that one because it ties in. If they blame you, they're not taking accountability. And if they're not apologizing, they're really not taking any accountability. Here's another one. If you're with somebody and they're a certain way when they're with you, and then when you're out in public and they change, they start acting differently, that's a super huge red flag, y'all. Huge. I wish I had a red flag to wave right now. Red flag. That's a red flag. Okay? They're charming and kind when people are watching. Oh, let me pull your chair out for you. Oh, let me, tie the napkin around your neck. Or let me open the car door for you. Let me open the restaurant door for you. They do all these things when they're in public. But behind closed doors, they don't do none of that. What you talking about, man? We ain't on no date. I ain't doing all that. Or they're cruel. That's a super huge red flag. That's one of those get out red flags. You have to leave right then and there because it's not going to end well for you. And in no scenario is that going to end well for you. Because if they could treat you that way in public, that's just because eyes are on them. They want people to believe that they're a good person so that they can fool everybody. But when you're behind closed doors, the abuse starts. If they start acting cruel towards you and they haven't hit you yet, that does not mean that they're not going to. They make you feel small, like they criticize you constantly. They make you feel worthless, like they undermine your confidence. That's a red flag. They don't support you, but instead they criticize everything you do. You try to do something, but I don't know why you're doing. I ain't gonna work no way. You're too stupid to do something like that. You don't have no degree. That or they're always nagging or downing you. That's a red flag. Now here's what I want you to know, okay? If you're seeing these signs in somebody, you're not crazy. They might try to make you think you are, but you see what's going on. You know what's going on. You're not overreacting. You're recognizing the danger. And your nervous system is on high alert because it's saying danger, and you're not focusing on it because your heart's in it. So you have to be aware of your feelings, okay? The next step is getting the safety. But before I go deeper, I want to hear from you, okay? What questions do you have? I'm here for your questions. You guys haven't asked me anything. I need to ask. I need to be asked some stuff. I want to talk to you guys. Talk to me. What signs have you noticed in other people? Signs have you noticed in yourself, more importantly? And drop your comments. Let's talk about this together. This is a safe place and you're not alone. Okay? Right quick before we get off of here, because I'm out of time. This has been Terror to Triumph. I'm Afonso Pelt. If you like what you hear and you want to support the show, go on over to www.peltsemporium.com. And we have a lot of merchandise over there, some nice stuff. And you can peruse to your heart's content, sign up and be a member. You can get some discounts. And there's no shipping fees. So no matter where you are on the planet, if you want to buy something, you can buy it and you don't have to worry about shipping fees. So buying something you can wear and then show other people that you support the show. So I appreciate it. It also helps pay the bills here because they're kind of expensive. And brother needs some help. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell y'all the whole truth. All right. So full disclosure, this is kind of expensive running this thing, and I need some help. And it would be helpful to me if you bought some merchandise and help fund the show. So I wish you all well, and I pray for all of you to reach the level that you need to reach in your elevation out of this cloud of despair. God bless you all, and you have a wonderful week. I will see you all Saturday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care until then.